Today's video is going to be the second part of my indie eyeshadow palette collection. I've already filmed my first part, which I'll link down below for you. I'll also link below my other eyeshadow palette collection videos. I've done one for Kat Von D and for Urban Decay. But in today's video, I'm going to be covering indie brands that are perhaps a bit larger, and also at the end there's some UK based indie brands that you might not be quite so familiar with. So I really hope you enjoy it. Without further ado, let's hop into the video. I'm going to start with my Violet Voss palettes. This is the Laura Lee collaboration with Violet Voss, and it's the first Violet Voss palette that I purchased. I wanted a palette that gives you everything neutral in one palette. So you've got your mattes, your shimmers, foils, duochromes, and the depth of colour from light with that shade Basic that you can use as brow bone highlight, or as setting your eyeshadow base shade, although I don't do that, right down to the shade Lou, which is a greyish black. It's not the deepest black in my collection, but it will deepen up a shade, deepen up a look. And then you've got Tickle Pink and Hissy Fit, which are my favourite shades in the palette. You can see I've made a real dent into those. They are really shimmery and foiled on the eyes. You don't need to use a setting spray to get a real foiled effect with those. So that's what made me attracted to the brand, really, because I hadn't come across shimmer shades as good as these at the time when I bought this. Probably had this around about a year, I would say, in my collection, perhaps a bit longer, but it's definitely what made me fall in love with the brand. So that's the Violet Voss Laura Lee. I've also got this massive palette here, which is going to be difficult to get the whole thing into frame, if I'm honest with you. It's beautiful packaging. I love the packaging on this one. And there's the shades inside. And if you like neutral warm tones with a touch of red, or you want cool tones, you've got them all in this palette. So the left hand side being all your cool tones, right down to a sparkly black and a grey. Right down to the other side where you've got your pinks, your oranges and your reds, and there's a mixture of duochrome, super foiled shades, shimmer shades. So it really has got everything if you're just looking for a fairly neutral warm tone or cool tone look. And that's why I bought it, because for the price, which I think I paid about £70, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck with this one. A lot of different shades. I bought this one probably a month or two after I'd bought the Laura Lee palette, because I just wanted some more of their formula, really, and some more colours, and I just thought this was a great way to really expand my collection. So that one's the Violet Voss Pro palette, Ride or Die. Then I've got this little palette, which I really haven't used very much at all, because it's all shimmers. So this one's the Rainbow palette. I love the colours in it. I just don't know really what to do with it. I need to pair it with something else, I think, and pull in some other mattes for crease shades to make this work. The only shade I've really used a lot is Flamingo, the pink. I really do like that. The white shade Pearl has a green shift to it, so that's nice. I think the only thing that they could have changed in this palette to make it more versatile, I would say, is to swap out either indigo or violet for something else, because they both look very similar to my mind on the eyes, but it's the same quality that I've come to know and love from Violet Voss. So I do love these. It's just thinking of what to pair them with, bringing in other palettes to make a cohesive look out of it. I'm trying to decide now whether I want to pick up the Flamingo palette. I get my Violet Voss palettes from Beauty Bay. They do take forever to appear on there, and I really wanted the Flamingo last spring, and it didn't hit their site until winter, so I talked myself out of it. But now it's on sale. It's normally about £45, I think, and it's down to about 31, 32. I can't remember the price, but it's definitely got about 30% off, I think. So I'm kind of tempted now to pick it up for spring looks, because it's got some beautiful shimmers and mattes in there, and I think it would pair really well with this one as well. But that's the Violet Voss, the Rainbow palette. Then I've got the Dominique Cosmetics palettes. I've got all three of the palettes. This one's the neutral one, which was the first one she brought out, the Latte palette. This has some of the best mattes in it that I have in my collection. They're just so good. They're blendable, they're creamy, the colour stays true to the colour in the pan. The colours Double Shot and Cold Brew were what made me want to buy this. So the raspberry sort of colour and the teal blue. But actually pumpkin spice is amazing as well, hazelnut is amazing, and the shimmers are all really good as well. So I've reached into this one quite a lot, although it doesn't look like I have. As I've said in other videos, I am very light-handed with my makeup, but I have used this one quite a bit and always like the colours and the looks that I've managed to get out of these palettes. All three of the palettes are good, but this one I tend to gravitate towards if I'm just looking for a simple neutral look, maybe with a little bit of a twist of colour in there from those mattes. So that one's the Latte palette. Then I've got the Lemonade palette. This one had some controversy over the shimmer shades and the formula having hard pan. I've not had any problems with mine. I think I picked up the reformulated version because the brand did listen to customers and reformulated the shadows. But I picked mine up after all of that had happened, so mine are pretty good. I do find them better to pick up with a brush and then just spray them with setting spray or pat them over a glitter glue, and then I don't have any problems at all. I'm not one that likes to delve into my makeup with my fingers anyway, so if you're looking for swatch videos in the future from me, I'm going to struggle with that because I don't like doing them really, and I don't like to mess up the pans by doing that. So I don't tend to have a problem with hard panning my palettes for that reason, because I always pick up my shadows with a brush. But the colours that I love in this one are Sweet Tea and Chai Tea, which are the two darker mattes there. Also like Blueberry Fizz, the blue colour, that's gorgeous as well. But all of them are beautiful, and it pairs really well with the Latte that I've shown you before. So that one's the Lemonade palette. And then my absolute favourite from Dominique Cosmetics is this one, the Berries and Cream. So the palette's a bit bigger. I'll get Lemonade to show you so you can see a comparison. So it's a bit bigger, and also they've changed the shape of the pans as well. So the pans are like a bit squared off now, but the colour range in this is amazing. So I'm a die-hard Urban Decay fan, and I was looking at getting the Naked Cherry palette, and I was also looking at the Kat Von D Lolita palette, and I was looking at this one, and I decided I only needed to get one cherry berry theme palette, and I went for this one because you've literally got a range from light to dark. There's a lot more you can do with this one, a lot more looks that you can get out of just the one palette. I've done a really fabulous look, I think probably one of my best work, using Blueberry Muffin as a transition shade, and then building up Cranberry and then going into Sugar Cookie on the lids, and it looked really pretty. So I can't wait to play with this more. It's the newest one in my collection from Dominique Cosmetics, so I've probably only had it about 6 weeks, I think, in my collection. I've done about 2 or 3 looks with it now. I absolutely love it. The quality is the same across the board. The consistency, the mattes are brilliant. The shimmers are really dazzling on the eyes and really easy to pick up with a brush. Absolutely love this one. So that's the Berries and Cream palette. Then I've got most of the Dose of Colours small 5-pan palettes that are all matte, so I'll take you through each one. The Blushing Berries, which is my favourite. So that one is all your berry tones. As I say, these are all matte, and their formula is one of the best on the market for mattes. Absolutely is, there's no doubt about it. You know, they build up so well, they build on one another, they blend really easily, the colours are super vivid. I love the little brush that you get. It's such a little detailed tiny brush, but it works really well for the lower lash line as well. You get the same brush in each one of these palettes. They're easy to travel with because they're super compact, and you've got a whole look in one palette. So that one's the Blushing Berry. The Marvellous Morphs. So that one's all your mauvey tones, however you want to say it. Again, all matte. And I've got the Sassy Siennas as well. So again with the same brush. Brush is dirty in there, I need to clean my brushes. So that's the Sassy Sienna. And then I picked up the Holiday 2018, so last Christmas release, the Snow Angels. And this one's a colour lover's dream, it's beautiful. They haven't got the little ridges especially with my OCD actually, because I like them all to look the same, and this one hasn't got the little ridges on the eyeshadow pans, but the colours are lovely in this one, and you can do an all blue look, an all pink look out of it, or mix the two, so super versatile for the amount of pans that you've got. So really enjoy this one. Probably this one and the Blushing Berries are the two that I like the best of these. They've also got one called Pretty Cool, that's all your cool tone mattes and taupes, etc. And they've got the Baked Browns as well, which is all neutral browns, which I don't really need for my collection as I've got a lot of those. Also from Dose of Colours, I've got the Friendcation palette, which was the collaboration with Desi and Katie. I'm sure you all know who they are, but they're YouTubers. And this is their second collaboration with Dose of Colours. And that's the inside of that one. And it's so stunning. Like the shimmer shade formula for these is like nothing on earth. It's like glitter, but it just glides on the eyes and sparkles, and it's just amazing. All of those 5 shimmer shades are gorgeous. The mattes are good as well. I would have maybe liked some mattes in other colours in the palette rather than having all neutral tones. I would have liked one maybe in green or blue to go with some of the greeny or blue shades, because I don't tend to need to pack a colour into my crease that's a neutral shade to blend out. So for my personal taste I would have liked that, but that's nothing against the palette, because the palette is amazing quality and is one of my favourites in my collection. So that's the Dose of Colours Friendcation in amazing sparkly packaging as well. Just look at that. So while I was picking that up, I picked up this shade as well, which is one of their Block Party shadows. This one's in the shade Teal Me More. And look at it, I just had to get it. Look at that. It's just absolutely beautiful. They're quite expensive, those. I think they're £16 each. There's a whole range of colours. I'd love to get more, but at £16 each, when you can pick up the palettes for, you know, £28 for the £5 ones, or I don't know, around about £40 I think for the Friendcation. They're quite expensive to buy singly, but I just love that shade, so I just had to have it. So that's my Dose of Colours collection so far. I've got some of their lipsticks as well, and they're amazing quality. They're liquid lipsticks. Next I'm going to show you my Sugar Pill Pro palettes. I've got 3 mini Pro palettes because I started just buying one, thinking, because they do a 6-pan or a 12-pan, and then each of the shadows to go in them are £12 each, so they are expensive. So I thought I'll just buy one. I've ended up with 3 because I love the formula so much. So I've got this one, all super bright colours. The best white in my collection is the one in the bottom right hand corner there, which is called Taco. It's the most pigmented white. It's just perfect. The only one that isn't filled in this pan is the one above the white. There's not a black shadow in there, that's empty. I'm waiting for them ever to release. They used to have a pink shade called Dolly Pop, and it was just beautiful, but I missed the boat on that. They stopped making it. I think they've switched manufacturers for their shadows, and for some reason they've cut that one from their line at the moment, but it is, or a similar shade is coming back, so I've kept a space for it. Then I made this one. They had a limited edition palette by Sugar Pill that had a lot of these shades in, and it was called Feline Fancy. It had really nice packaging, sort of a cat theme, for Valentine's Day 2018 I think, or maybe 2017, but I didn't get it. It wasn't so much into the brand at that time, so it sort of bypassed my attention, but I decided to replicate some of the shades that were in there. So, and then I've also got Money Maker, which is the greeny gold in the bottom right hand corner, and I can't think which else was not in that collection, but there was 4 in that palette, and I've added another 2 to make this Pro palette. But these are all shimmers apart from the brown shade in the top left hand corner. And then this is the first one that I bought. I wanted the shade Poison Plum, which is the purple, and I wanted Kimchi, which is this colour here, and Home Sweet Home, which is the blue, and then I just decided to fill the palette with the others really. But Flame Point, the orange, is beautiful as well, and Suburbia, the coral. I haven't used the green yet, so I need to use these more. But the quality of Sugar Pill, if you're into bright coloured eyeshadows, I can't recommend them enough. They're incredible. They're worth every penny that you're going to pay for that £12. It's worth the investment, and the pans are massive. Like if you take a normal MAC or Makeup Geek, they'll fit inside the centre of these, no trouble at all. They're probably about half again the size of those, so worth the money. You'll never get, well, somebody like me will never use them all up because I'll never hit pan, so they're definitely worth having. That's all my Pro palettes by Sugar Pill. Also from Sugar Pill, I picked up the limited edition Sugar Pill and Little Twin Stars makeup collection, which has got gorgeous packaging in this box. Just open the box up for you. So inside the box you've got a makeup bag, you've got 2 lipsticks, and you've got an eyeshadow palette. I'll just show you the palette as this is a palette collection video. So this is the palette. And those are the colours inside. And the colour Sky Candy, this one here, I love as blush. And I've done a look using Star Ribbon and Cloud Maker, the 2 bluey greeny shades, and they look pretty. And I've dipped into Twinkle Twinkle, but I haven't really used Wish yet, so I need to use this more. It's a summer palette to my mind because it's quite pastel-y colours, but really pretty. And lovely packaging. So that's the Little Twin Stars. And then we're down to the last 3 palettes that I've got to show you, and this is the only palette that I've got from BH Cosmetics, the Weekend Festival palette. Picked this up in Beauty Bay's sale on Black Friday for £10. What an absolute bargain. These are amazing shadows, beautiful bright colours. This is my perfect takeaway on holiday to somewhere hot palette, which I did do at Christmas. Took this away with me to Gran Canaria, used it every night, made a different look every night that looked super pretty and pastel-y. Absolutely gorgeous palette. Can't believe the quality for the price. Definitely interested to pick up some more from BH Cosmetics. So that's the Weekend Festival. Okay, then I've got the Be Perfect Stacey Marie MUA Carnival palette. So Stacey Marie is a makeup artist, famous on Instagram. Be Perfect, I believe, is an Irish indie brand. This palette is amazing because you've got highlighters and you've got every colour under the rainbow inside, but the quality is insane. Like the shades Funky and Foolish, these 2 here are so neon and bright on the eyes. I've done a lot of looks with this palette and I absolutely love it. The 3 shimmer shades, particularly Hustle is my favourite of those, but all 3 of those are good. And then you've got a couple of duochromes. You've got Moony and you've got Pink Me. Moony goes like a green gold sort of shift, and Pink Me a pink purple shift. So it's really unique in my collection. There's so much you can do with it. I find it so inspiring. I looked at this palette for so long before getting it because I didn't know anything about the brand, but I'd seen everyone rave about it on Instagram and not seen so much about it on YouTube, if I'm honest, but I'd seen lots on Instagram, and the reviews on Beauty Bay were incredible as well. And then I picked this one up at Black Friday for a third off, so I did really well to get this one. I think I paid about £28 for it, and it's worth every penny. Absolutely love this one. Probably one of the favourites in my collection, if I'm honest. But that's the Be Perfect Stacey Marie MUA Carnival palette. And then last but not least, I've got the Suzanne Jackson X Kaylee Urban Bible palette. It's the most recent palette addition to my collection. This one's really heavy, feels really quality. And these are the shades inside. I wanted a palette that had neutrals but also had interesting colours in it, so that I could take it away. I've got a forthcoming holiday that I'm going on, and I wanted to just take one palette, but for it to have the sort of shades that I really love in a palette. So I love purples, I love reds. I wanted to have some interesting shimmer shades, which it's got. I love to have a black in a palette, but I also think the neutrals that are in it are really interesting looking shades. Like that shade Unruly looks gorgeous, Prophecy looks amazing, Majesty looks great. So if you sort of cut this diagonally from end to end, from the black to the bone shade or the white shade there, the top half you've got neutrals and the bottom half you've got the colours. So it's laid out in a really inspiring way to me. I just love everything about it. I love the lettering, I love the packaging. Can't wait to do a look with this. I'd love to know, is anyone interested in seeing me do a first impression? I've not even dipped into this palette because I've been saving it for YouTube. So if anyone's interested in that, I'd love to film it. I'd like to do a first impressions video of it, and maybe do a look on camera with this, which would be really exciting because it'd be the first one I've done. So if you'd like to see that, then please comment down below and let me know. But that's the Urban Bible palette by Sosu by Suzanne Jackson x Kaylee. So that's all the palettes that I'm going to be showing you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, then please give it a like. Please comment down below as well what you'd like to see from me. I've still got some more palettes that I can show you. Running out now though, so we're almost there. I've got some face palettes as well that I'd like to share with you. Maybe do a blush, highlight, bronzer collection video. And then I've also got in the works to do some first impressions and tutorials as well. It's my birthday today, so if you've watched to the very end of this video, thank you for watching. It really is making my day that people are watching my videos and that you seem to enjoy them. So until the next one, hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye.